For the first time, more people in Southeast Asia favor an alignment with China over the United States.
A recent survey conducted by the Singapore-based ICS Yusof Ishak Institute has revealed a significant shift in Southeast Asia's geopolitical landscape. More than half of the respondents in the region would choose to side with China over the United States if forced to make a choice. Specifically, 50.5% of those surveyed expressed a preference for China, marking an increase of over 11 percentage points from the previous year. In contrast, only 38.9% favored China last year, with a substantial 61.1% preferring the US at that time. Additionally, a majority of respondents, 59.9%, identified China as the most influential economic power in the region, surpassing the US. Interestingly, this pro-China sentiment is widespread across ASEAN, with 7 out of 10 member countries favoring China over the US. Even Thailand, a long-standing American ally, leaned towards China. The strongest pro-China sentiments were found in Laos, Malaysia, and Indonesia. On the other hand, the Philippines and Vietnam, both frontline states in the South China Sea disputes, continue to place high confidence in the US security umbrella. In this video, we'll explore the reasons behind China's rising influence in Southeast Asia and the corresponding decline of the United States' sway in the region. Now, let's delve into why ASEAN countries are increasingly favoring China over the US. America's hypocrisy on Gaza and Ukraine is one factor to consider. Southeast Asia is the most diverse region on Earth, home to 673 million people with a rich tapestry of cultures and religions. The majority, 61.3%, are Muslims, followed by 19.8% Buddhists, 9.2% Christians, and other religions such as Hinduism and Confucianism. Given this demographic, it's not surprising that many in Southeast Asia support the Palestinian cause. Malaysia's Prime Minister, Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, has consistently voiced his country's unwavering support for Palestine through bilateral relations. Similarly, Indonesia, the largest and most populous country in Southeast Asia, has also shown strong support. Former President Joko Widodo reiterated Indonesia's steadfast commitment to the Palestinian struggle for independence from Israeli occupation in the State of Southeast Asia 2024 survey. A significant portion of respondents expressed concerns over Israel's actions in Gaza. This sentiment was particularly strong in Muslim-majority countries, 79.2% in Brunei, 77.7% in Indonesia, and 64.4% in Malaysia. In Singapore, 46.2% of respondents shared this view, aligning with Foreign Minister Vivian Balakrishnan's calls for Israel to prioritize civilian safety during his visits to the Middle East. In contrast, the largest group of respondents from the Philippines believe that Israel has the right to retaliate within the bounds of international law, a stance supported by the Philippine government. Many in Southeast Asia see the United States as playing a double game. On one hand, the US supports Ukraine's self-defense against Russia, approving the use of American weapons by Ukrainians. On the other hand, the US backs Israel's military actions against Palestine, sending warships and military supplies to Israel. This perceived hypocrisy has contributed to the decline of American influence in the region, with many ASEAN countries criticizing the US for its double standards. Malaysia's Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has even faced international backlash for his vocal support of Palestine. This contradictory behavior by the US is a significant factor in the waning of its influence in Southeast Asia, as many in the region view its actions with skepticism and criticism. Another significant reason for the decline in US influence in Southeast Asia is the increasing call for de-dollarization. Recently, 2 Southeast Asian nations, Malaysia and Thailand, announced their plans to join BRICS, a group of emerging nations. These countries, along with others, are trying to navigate the uncertainties of global politics, including the escalating tensions between the US and China. Thailand and Malaysia aren't alone in their interest in BRICS. Last year, Indonesia's President Joko Widodo was invited to the BRICS summit in Johannesburg. Although Indonesia didn't apply to join BRICS immediately, Foreign Minister Retno Marsudi stated earlier this year that Indonesia is still evaluating the potential benefits of joining. Other countries in the region have also shown interest. Myanmar and Laos have previously expressed their desire to join BRICS, while Vietnam has said it is closely monitoring the membership process. Meanwhile, Singapore and the Philippines have yet to make their positions known. So why do so many countries want to join BRICS? First, joining BRICS offers the potential for increased cooperation in investment, trade, and infrastructure financing, particularly with China and India. Since 2009, ASEAN has been China's largest trading partner, accounting for 11.4% of China's total trade volume in 2022. This economic interdependence makes BRICS an attractive platform for fostering further economic growth and collaboration. The second reason is the desire to de-dollarize and trade in local currencies. For decades, the US has used the American dollar as a powerful tool to enforce its policies, with countries that didn't comply facing sanctions. For example, Iraq was sanctioned by the US in 1990 over alleged weapons of mass destruction, which were never found. More recently, the US sanctioned Russia and removed it from the SWIFT payment system following the conflict in Ukraine. This reliance on the dollar and the threat of sanctions have made many countries wary, prompting them to seek alternatives. As Brazil's President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva aptly put it, "Every night I ask myself why all countries have to base their trade on the dollar. Why can't we trade based on our own currencies? Who decided the dollar should dominate after the gold standard disappeared?" This growing push for de-dollarization is contributing to the decline of US influence in Southeast Asia, while China's influence is on the rise. Many countries, including closest allies like Japan and India, are looking to conduct trade in their local currencies instead of relying on the dollar. This shift reflects a broader trend of countries seeking greater financial autonomy and reducing their dependence on the US-dominated financial system. These are some of the reasons why many Southeast Asian countries are distancing themselves from the United States and forging closer ties with China. This shift not only highlights the changing dynamic of global power, but also underscores the importance of understanding and adapting to these evolving trends. Do you think China's influence over ASEAN countries will continue to rise while the US declines? Share your thoughts and leave your comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to show your support.